How's it going, everybody? I'm J-Beard Stereo, your host as always. Welcome back to Wrestling Wednesdays. This is NJPW Best of the Super Juniors, Part 2. This is the finale. This is the last 7 days. The previous episode we did was on the first 7 days, so if you didn't see that, please go watch that now. And if you don't want anything spoiled, well then don't watch a review. But basically, yeah, we're going to be spoiling who wins, so tune out now if you don't want to know that. Day 8, we have Ricochet versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Very weird match, honestly. I didn't expect it from these two. Ricochet really showed in this match he's not just a high flyer. Very good mat game, very good technical wrestling. Ricochet wearing down Liger the entire match and then finally gets the submission on Liger. Great story. That had a phenomenal story. Next match of the night, we have Chase Owens versus Trent Beretta. Early in that match, we have Trent, who throws him out of the ring. Starts playing, well, now I know why he's in Chaos, but starts playing the heel early, spills into the crowd. You get a top rope Rana. But the top rope Rana is rolled through and turned into a beautiful knee. That was a great counter to that. The thing that bothers me with this match is, like, I get it. I get it, Owens. You're a heel. I get it. In the second to final day, you have a great heel move. The rest of this, I was just so stereotypical heel. It just didn't do anything for me. He adds no new layer. There's really nothing there for me. Wow, I really don't like Chase Owens. I'm just finding this out now. Next match of the night, we got Tiger Mask versus Will Ospreay. Tiger stops the hip up, so you have Will do hup, 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 and Tiger just get the fuck down there. What are you doing? Genius. Loved that. Because you've seen Will hit it like 5 to maybe even 10 times in this tournament, so it's just, what the fuck are you? Get the fuck down there. I'm not falling for it, especially since I watched your last 5 matches. Get the fuck out of here. Avalanche Tiger Suplex from Tiger Mask, and a nasty submission for the win. And Tiger Mask gets the 2 points, just as Ricochet got the 2 points last time. Don't think I said that, so just clarifying. Ricochet, Tiger Mask, and we move on. Last match of Day 8 is Volador Jr. versus Bobby Fish. As I mentioned in the last review, I am loving Bobby's heel work and just character work in general in this. You have someone who's he's in the ring, he's getting ready to lock up, and he just hears Volador, Volador, and he just turns around. Hey, what the hell is that shit? Gets out of the ring, starts giving the guy crap right in front of his face. Cut that shit out. And then again, the guy starts chanting right as they're about to lock up, so he just kicks the bottom rope. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean by I need a little more. This is that little more that I needed. More people need to incorporate stuff like this. If you hear someone chanting against you, do something. Work with it. Kick out from Volador, turned into an ankle lock by Fish. Fish rolls up, Volador kicks out, and instead of just letting that be like a oh moment, Bobby capitalizes by quickly grabbing the ankle and twisting and wrenching it into an ankle lock. And Bobby gets 2 points. Move on to Day 9. David Finlay versus Bushi. Finlay attacks early, gets bested after a missed suicide dive. I didn't like this at all, to be honest with you. And I don't dislike David Finlay as much as these reviews make them seem. I like him and Jay a lot. I just wish they'd have something. Again, why is Jay not in this tournament? So that happens, he misses the suicide. The rest of the match is pretty much Bushi controlling it. After a really nice uppercut, Finlay regains control. Bushi hits the finisher, cuts him off, and wins. Very standard match, very interesting momentum flow, very standard momentum flow. Just, it's over. It's alright. Not a bad match, decent match. And finally, we get Bushi some more points, so I'm fucking really happy about that. Rocky Romero versus Matt Sydal. Rocky teasing the spider cling tease. I love that. The whole, you get Irish whipped into the ropes, you catch the ropes. Baka! And then as Matt goes to basically stop him, he just drops from the ropes and Matt goes flying out. Instead of the tope, which is what you normally do there, he stops and then just Baka! You get a really gross knee followed by an avalanche Rana and a shooting star for the win. Beautiful match. Matt Sydal obviously takes the win. Well, because I said shooting star. Not that it's obvious that he always goes over Romero. Beautiful match. I think this was Rocky's tournament. Taguchi, Rocky, and fucking Ospreay. Gedo versus Kushida. These two put on a back and forth that makes me really want to see a nice feud between them for Kushida's title. I also really love, this was the first time I actually listened to Ghetto's theme, the lyrics to it. You know the combination. Ryusuke Taguchi versus Kyle O'Reilly. Taguchi comes out with a banana hat on his head, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Just a big, large, yellow felt banana hat, and when he pulls it down, his face, it's like the weirdest thing ever. It's so Taguchi. Coming from the guy that came out with a giant Big Bird balloon head. Oh, God. The ref checks everyone, and I really like this spot because of the banana hat, but the ref checks everyone, and then Taguchi just pulls a banana out of his pants. Just, hey, here you go. Ref, I'm not fucking touching that. And this is the thing, is Taguchi, you could tell they really, really care about protecting O'Reilly here, because it was O'Reilly gets put in a submission, O'Reilly either finds a way out or wills through it. And that happens for a nice chunk of this match. This was similar to the whole Ricochet-Liger match of wearing down, wearing down, wearing down. The difference, either they or he, I don't know who it was, but O'Reilly took a lot more. Move on to day 10. Chase Owens versus Volador Jr. It's a Chase Owens match, so that's all I'm really going to say on that. Actually, you know what? I am going to say one thing about that, like, all jokes aside, I'm actually going to give this the light of day. It made no sense for you, Chase, to pull the fucking mats up. This is the dumbest idea for a spot. And you want to know why it's fucking stupid? You want to know why it's really fucking stupid? Because in New Japan, there's like a row, maybe two, of mats, and then the floor is all fucking exposed anyway. For you to pull that, that was literally just for, I would assume, the English audience to go, ooh, and I'm English, so it failed. All you did was waste energy, which in a match is not something you want to be doing. It makes no fucking sense. Is that a small gripe? Yeah, but it's a fucking annoying one. Volador gets the 2 points. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Tiger Mask. This was legitimately a 2-minute match. 2 to 3 minutes, probably I'd say about 2 minutes. 2 minutes of their entrances, 2 minutes of the match, and then 2 minutes of Tiger Mask questioning what the fuck just happened. I questioned it for a lot longer than 2 minutes. These two are both fucking legends. How could you do a 2-minute match? And it didn't even feel like an actual... This should feel like a spectacle. I'm seeing the Tiger Mask go up against the Jushin Thunder Liger. So then we have Will Ospreay versus Bobby Fish. Again, talked about great character work from Bobby. They lock up, Bobby like hits a move, Ospreay's in the corner. Hey, fucking around with you, asshole! Looks like Bobby took some Vader lessons. He starts laying in a lot of his shots. This is a good match. This is a nice competition for both of them. Not either one of them's best night or match, but great. If this is both of their bottoms or even mediums, you're getting signed wherever the fuck you want. People can complain all they want about little nitpicks about selling here and there. You're always going to find more things to bitch about as far as selling. Oh, how could you hit this move if your leg was injured? Willpower, and you're damaging your leg more to do it. And they sold that in these matches, in most of them, for Will Ospreay. Ospreay gets his first 2 points, thank God. Ricochet versus Trent Beretta. Beretta looked strong, and Ricochet looked really fucking, like he had a lot of heart. Beretta, this is when I really noticed, Beretta's a perfect fucking heel. He really is, and you don't expect him to be, because he seems kind of like a sort of, not that he's washed out, but almost like a stonery kind of washed out, hey man, yeah, cool, let's go surf. Like, he looks like that. He doesn't act like it. He acts, he emotes well, visually, his face reads perfectly. I don't get why WWE didn't use him right. But yeah, mainly I just wanted to bring up that Beretta's been looking really strong, really heelish, really good, has almost like a renewed vigor in this tournament, and I hope it sticks. Give Roppongi Vice a nice title run, please. A nice one. Day 11, David Finlay. One of these days I'll say it normally. Versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was easily Finlay's best match I've ever seen, and I mean fucking easily. And now I want to get on the topic. Kyle can make anybody look good. That's not burying Finlay. Finlay more than held his own in this match. In fact, they both looked like they were having a good time. My point is, Kyle elevates no matter who you are. No matter who you are, he elevates you. This sounds weird. I'd really like to see him versus Cena. Kyle O'Reilly gets the 2 points. Not to be a dick, but kind of obvious since he was fighting Finlay. I thought a couple of these later matches Finlay would have won, at least to try and make things less fucking mucky, but no. No. Rocky Romero versus Ghetto. Chaos versus Chaos. Factions imploding in this match. This was a great match. Not only for, like, the actual match, but the comedic moments in this were unmatchable. Beretta! Beretta! Get him! Get him! I don't want to get him! It's Ghetto! I love him! That work is genius. And then Ghetto gets up. Oh, Beretta! Beretta! No! Please don't hurt me! Beretta's just like, I don't want to hurt you! And then he just gets up, Ghetto, and just thumbs to the eye to Beretta. But then they don't even just end with the eye, with the thumb to the eye. Rocky starts chasing him, which it just adds a whole nother layer of amazing. And as he makes his way back around the ring, Beretta's just coming out of the eye just to get thumbed in the eye, and Ghetto rolls back in the ring again. Rocky Romero gets the 2 points, and we move on. Bushi versus Ryusuke Taguchi. Taguchi looked fucking pissed at the outcome of this match. And I mean legit pissed. Was it for the storyline? Yeah, absolutely. Not saying it wasn't a work. What I am saying is, wow, did it look real. Here's the thing, though. Bushi missed to win. He hits the mist on Taguchi, which Taguchi does not take very happily. He's very pissed off about at the end. Fucking, you can see him just walking around. Fucking really? Fucking, you're gonna give him a win off of that? You can see visibly the shit on my face. The only question I have is, why did Bushi wait till now till missed? That probably could have gotten him more points. Like, the exact thing you did here to win probably could have gotten you other wins. Whatever. Not the point. Not the point at all. Last match of the night, Kushida versus Matt Sydal. Kushida, just gonna go ahead and overtake this match. Go watch all of these matches. Kushida versus Matt Sydal. The winner of this is Kushida, which, this is interesting here. At this point, we have a 4-way tie for A block, and that's great booking. That, I don't know who's taking it at this point. Day 12. Trent Beretta versus Tiger Mask. This was kind of a weird match. Fucking, mainly just because of character work with Trent, which is normally on point, but in this, I was kind of off-put by it a little bit, if that makes sense. He goes and tapes Tiger to the outside of the ring, to the turnbuckle. Go ahead, count him out, and then the ref is like, I'm not gonna count him out, so he goes to untape him, to which Beretta responds by pushing the ref, which the ref just gets up and untapes it anyway. This was all just really freaking weird. And then before that even happens, Trent starts trying to unmask him like that was a thing. I mean, there's heel heat and then there's a spot to do it. This just felt really out of place to me. That could just be me. I'll be open to that, but I'm not a big fan of this match. This was easily both of their weakest matches. Well, probably not Tiger Mask. I think that the 2-minute loss to Liger, just a little bit more of a disappointment. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Will Ospreay. An apron shooting star from Ospreay, a top rope Liger-Rana, Hurricanrana from Liger, and that signature that Ospreay does, that corkscrew spinning kick, that, and the springboard stunner, which turns out to be his finish, and I quite like that. He always gets, at least 9 out of 10 times, gets all of it. That's what matters with a springboard stunner. And yeah, all that for the win, and Ospreay gets 2 points. Next match we got, Bobby Fish versus Chase Owens. This is an okay match. This is alright. This is pretty good. The main thing with this match that I really want to mention, and it might only take a minute of our time up, Chase was put in a leg lock, and he starts going to the rope. You know how, like, you tease you're going to tap, and then you start climbing to the, dragging yourself to the rope to break it? They did that, and 9 out of 10 times you get to the rope. There's the tell. This was 1 of the 10. I thought this was a great fake out, and it was sold superbly from Chase Owens. Good on ya. Bobby Fish gets the 2 points on that. We move on to the next match. Ricochet versus Volador Jr. This was weird because this was the final match for this, and for every other pay-per-view, this would have closed the night. But for some reason, Ricochet and Volador Jr. don't close the night. Was it not special enough? Was it because Naito was there? Like, what are we... And that's the thing, is the match went really well, and, you know, we're not here for a title, world title match. We're here for the best of the Super Juniors. Seems a little disrespectful, seems a little weird, seems a little odd. Seems a little all three, even though most of those are synonymous. Move on to day 13. And since it's day 13, this is the day before the final night. And on this, both A block and B block have matches. So instead of me, you know, putting a thing per match, that's going to take too long. We're just going to go through all the matches. Beretta versus Liger, pretty good. Beretta gets the point. Bobby Fish versus Tiger Mask, pretty good. Bobby Fish gets the point. Ricochet versus Chase Owens, I'm surprisingly going to say I really, really enjoyed this match. I think you'll be surprised when I say it's because of Chase Owens. See, this is when I really appreciate him as a heel. When you have such a mega hot face like Ricochet, he is over. And then you have Chase Owens. And Ricochet, by the way, this entire tournament was in the lead. It's looking like he was going to go on, like last year, to just slide through that tournament, hold that trophy up high, and then Chase Owens beats him. Cheating. With help from Bullet Club. I actually really liked this. Is it the end of... I gotta check the window. Is it the end of the world? Am I seeing demons? No. The perfect heel work and the perfect line at the end. Chase Owens... Honestly, he didn't need to win this. He wasn't moving on regardless. But you know what he did need to do? He needed to stop Ricochet from getting in. And on his way out, no finals for you. Perfect quote. Perfect quote. Owens... There was one complaint, is that they didn't actually let Owens really get out enough heel stuff. It was just kind of one... Yeah, no finals for you, and you could barely hear it over the music and stuff going on. So maybe next time... open it a little more so he can hear. Then we got a Will Ospreay versus Volador Jr. An Avalanche C4 landing on his feet. Volador goes for the Avalanche C4, obviously from the top rope, Avalanche. And as they land, Volador rolls through and it's like, oh shit! And you're looking at Will. Wait, where's Will? Back at the starting position on his feet. I give up. Ospreay gets the 2 points, and he moves on, and he's going. He's actually going. Ospreay is in the finals for B block thanks to this match. And I move on to Rocky Romero versus Kyle O'Reilly. Now we're on A block. Rocky Romero versus Kyle O'Reilly. Rocky Romero wins. David Finlay versus Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal wins. Geto versus Ryusuke Taguchi. Ryusuke Taguchi wins. This was a smart move doing it this way because Matt Sydal and Ryusuke Taguchi were tied, if I remember correctly, and having them both go over one at a time, since Matt Sydal edged up, I was like, oh, Sydal's going to be for A block, Taguchi will lose here, and this will be a story. Taguchi comes up. Shit. Bushi versus Kushida. Much deserved. Much deserved. And this means a lot. Bushi went over on Kushida in this match. And speaking of meaning a lot, he picks up the junior heavyweight title after the match. Bushi... he obviously missed Kushida. Again, why didn't you use the mist earlier? Did I miss something? Was the storyline he didn't want to try and do that? He wanted to try and win clean? I'm just thinking about that now. Maybe that's what it was? No, because no. Point is, he picks up the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title and missed the shit out of it and just tosses it back to Kushida. Liked that. He marked it. I liked that a lot. That's really good. You don't see that often. You usually just see the... Yeah, am I doing the right generic move? The only thing is, we've now set up, I think that's like, what, 2? Or is this the first junior heavyweight match? I think it was Liger, him, or do we do Liger? I think it's Liger, him, and I think potentially, well, spoiler alert, Ospreay later. So we have 3 setups, and I'm very confused by that. Day 14, just want to point this out, it's Taguchi and Ospreay in the final day. That's A block versus B block. We got our 2. Ospreay, Taguchi. A fight for the ages. It sounds genuinely appealing to me. But I can't go without saying that Sydal also has the same amount as Taguchi. Ricochet, Fish, and Volador also have the same amount as Will. So, credit where it's due. Those guys were legit apparently this close. Like a hair's breadth. Taguchi versus Ospreay was a fucking great match. This went on near 30 minutes. Maybe a little over, actually. This was like a fucking barn burner. The story behind both of these characters having come from behinds, Taguchi pretty much his whole career being viewed as slightly jokish. I air quote that because I don't think that way at all. I know some people do, and if you think that way after this, honestly, there's no other thing I can say but fuck you. I know it sounds mean, but honestly, fuck you. Because this man put everything he had into this tournament. But that come from behind, and then you had the legit come from behind with Will Ospreay in this specific tournament, where Ospreay lost his first few matches. You can actually go back to part 1 and see me bitching about that. Taguchi made it into the top 2, so I was really happy. He was one of the people that I actually pegged for winning this tournament. I really thought they were going to give it to him. I'm super happy Ospreay made it and won. I didn't even think Ospreay was, because he lost so many and the way that they were treating it, I wasn't entirely sold on Ospreay winning this. I got worked. Taguchi was forced to be both more aggressive and play dirty a little bit in this. Not so much dirty, more aggressive is probably the right way to put it. He did some stuff I've never really pegged for a Taguchi move. A lot of work on the outside, especially to the leg. Had some beautiful topes, the ass moves. Did I have to say it? The ass moves. It's Taguchi. I don't know if I got this right, but I could have just misinterpreted. I think he did a... Was it supposed to be a double Bomaye? So you have one spot in this match that was fucking amazing. Ospreay's in an ankle lock, and what he does is he uses his own leg. Say this is the leg in the ankle lock. Here it is. He uses this leg, which is free, to pull down the weight, drop his weight, and kick down that other leg to free him from the ankle lock. I have never seen someone do it like the way he did it. Oh, fucking gorgeous! Like, do words describe it? You can't see the look on my face because of the mask. I'm just shitting. I'm shitting bricks, and I mean enough to build houses with. An imploding 450, which Ryusuke then kicks out of. Not the biggest fan of that idea, but the idea is to get Taguchi over and to trick the crowd for just long enough for him to hit the springboard stunner, and Ospreay takes your 2016 Best of the Super Juniors tournament. Wow. And then afterwards, cuts such a heartfelt promo. Just a beautiful, I'm proud to be here, I'm happy, thank every single one of you. The whole, I'm the first British-born, oh, really hit. And he Tanahashi, he, for like 15 to 20 minutes, stood out there and shook everyone's hand. Kevin Kelly and fucking Steve Corino looked like the most proud parents I have ever seen. This was so heartfelt. It easily trumps Ricochet winning last year for me. That didn't feel like a major thing. This, to me, just felt so special. And it almost felt like a, welcome, Will Ospreay. Welcome. And I also want to bring up that he calls Kushida into the ring. And as I mentioned before, sets up the third, weirdly, Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Who's taking the Dominion? Are we getting like a fatal four-way? Like, what the fuck is happening? I like that Taguchi was pushed to his absolute limit in this match, forcing him to do those semi-nasty things. And then you had him almost win by countout, which just shows how much he wanted this. The anger in that match that he lost showed how much he wanted this. Wow, just storytelling without words, because I don't speak fluent Japanese, manages to be better. The storytelling is a notch above WWE's, and they speak my language. I'm just going to do a quick recap for the last 7 days. Owens, Fish, and Tiger Mask have 4, while Ricochet gets his 6. Day 9, Bushi hits 4, Kushida hits 6, Seidel and Taguchi both get to 8. Day 10, Ospreay rightfully finally gets to 4, Volador and Liger get to 6, Ricochet to 8. Day 11, Rocky and Bushi get to 6, while Kyle and Kushida get to 8. But, at this case, so are Taguchi and Seidel. Remember, they had 8 too, so you had those 4. Day 12, Ospreay, Tiger Mask, and Fish get to 6, while Volador to 8 joins Ricochet in first. Day 13, Beretta and Owens get to 6, Fish, Bushi, Romero, and Ospreay get to 8, Seidel and Taguchi get to 10. Day 14, we have the match I just described. We have Ospreay, Taguchi. Wow, I really enjoyed this tournament. This was a really well done tournament. But yeah, wow, I really enjoyed this tournament. Let's just hope that WWE's Cruiserweight Open does a fraction of this, and I'll be happy. There was really maybe 3 matches in all of these days that I was kind of like, they were okay. The rest were all good, great, awesome. I mean, I meant amazing, not awesome, but that Will Ospreay Ricochet, amazing, match of the year candidate. I'm probably not going to get any of those from the Cruiserweight Open. If you can, join us next week. Click the description below. It's a little arrow. It'll tell you the words that we're doing next week. like and subscribe. If you can, comment. Tell me how stupid my face is and how certain calls I make are Michael Cole-esque. And please don't actually say that. That would be the biggest knife in the heart I've ever received. You're Michael Cole Jr. Pay-per-view needed just a little bit more Bullet Club, and by that I mean not Chase Owens. Because Bullet Club, well, I've said it 1,000 times. You know what I'm gonna say. Friends and family, they're temporary. But Bullet Club, well...
Bullet Club for life.